Wrong one. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. Three Conservative Gimps is back on the air after a 2-week hiatus out of YouTube jail. So we are back and ready to rock and roll conservative views right here on Three Conservative Gimps. Well, for those of you who don't know, I got a second video taken down about 2 weeks ago. So if you get two videos taken down with less than 90 days, you get a strike. That means you can't upload or do a live stream for a week. And if we get another strike, that's it. We're done. We're out of here. The channel is done. So probably what I'll be doing, this week is I'm going to start downloading the videos and backing them up. And that way, if the channel goes away, I'll just start another one, and we'll upload those videos over there on the other channel. So we got a great show today. We're going to be talking about what had happened, and hopefully this won't happen again. It was just, some glitch in the algorithm that got us pegged by YouTube. And so hopefully we'll get that sorted out. Also, what we're going to be talking about, God, I forgot to write down what we, oh yeah, the classified documents found in our president's garage. So who knew he drives a Corvette? That's neat. So let's get this show on the road. Let's welcome my diminutive and effervescent co-host all the way from Muskogee, Oklahoma, down the street from the Tulsa King. It is Lloyd Mendenhall. Welcome, Lloyd.
How do, everybody? We are back from YouTube jail.
Yep.
And just for that, I went ahead and wore the hat. This one was given to me by Ron Lockwood, so I thought in honor of him, I'd just wear that. And I realize 2020 is over, but, we can still make liberals cry. Go figure. I mean, the crap that's out there, the crap that people put out, and they don't get suspended or thrown out. And we're a small channel. I mean, I could see if we were like major influencers, I could see maybe, but the thing is the videos that they took down we weren't saying anything that everybody else wasn't saying, I mean,
right.
At that point, both videos had to do with, a lot of speculation that was going on at the time. And I did want to, say that one of the videos that was taken down had to do with the attack on Paul Pelosi, which was a bad thing.
Right.
But we know things are better now because Nancy called in an exorcist to take care of that. So
right. Now, isn't an exorcist? That's more on a person. Shouldn't they get a blessing of the house instead?
Well, exactly. And I don't know where they came, I don't know if it was the news media called it The Exorcist or if she did. If she did, she needs to go back to catechism and learn the difference between the two.
Yes.
Because
you should know because you are an ordained
I'm an ordained minister, but I was also a member of the Roman Catholic Church. So,
right.
If nothing else, so I could understand it better, I went through the Rites of Christian Initiation in RCIA, Rites of Christian Initiation in Adults. So, which is adult catechism, and you learn all that stuff. But it's like, but maybe Paul needed to have the exorcist. I don't know. I'm just stating
split pea soup.
I don't know. I'm just stating my opinion of what, and it's just supposition. It's not fact. I'm not trying to mislead or misrepresent
Well,
anything
maybe his
other than
underwear spun around.
could
Who
be.
knows?
It's all
Hmm.
speculation. It's not misinformation. But I did see that they announced on Fox News that she called in an exorcist because it just felt dirty around there.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever.
Well, did you notice when she's away, Paul gets hammered?
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
DUI and then anyway. So,
Yeah. Uh, I want to say hi to one more person in there. Ed from Love My Drones
Ed,
is
love
here.
my drones. Welcome, welcome, and Dominic, yeah, Papa Sergio,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and we got Michael Toto in the chat,
Yes, I saw
and we
that.
got Paul Brown, Mister Wedge
Quite.
and Big.
We got a lot of the
Yes,
drone
we
community
do.
seem to have come
Chris
over here.
Wedgeworth
So
and
and
Mickey McH
yep,
and Mike B, aka the Drone Ranger.
yep.
Yeah, we got a good crowd
Grant,
tonight.
Mr. Stay Drunk is there. So we
Grant,
got
Mr. Stay Drunk. Yep.
a
Two
couple of Aussies.
Aussies watching
Yeah,
us. Yeah, that's great.
yeah. So, but yeah,
We are
it's
an international show.
we are. So yeah, it's I watched, I've been watching the news this week, and I look for the more kind of the obscure stuff, like that one about Nancy and the Exorcist. And I'm going, really? I told my cousin. He says, "You're kidding." I said, "No, it was on Fox News. They actually had it." And he says, "So apparently Fox they're promoting it on their digital app, but they're not necessarily talking about it on their show because I'm sure they're,
Okay.
you
Yeah, that's
know,
how I found out about it. Yeah.
yeah. I found out about it,
Hmm.
but yeah, it's been a strange couple of weeks since we've been off. It's weird stuff happening, in the news.
Yes, and then we had an unfortunate shooting in L.A.,
Yeah,
which prompted the chowderheads,
yeah. Chuck
Schumer
Schumer
and
and
uh,
Adam Schiff.
Shift. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, they said they within 15 minutes of the shooting, they said, we need to do something to curtail this gun violence and stop the white supremacy.
Yeah. And the guy didn't look like a white person.
No,
Was
no. When they finally put out a Ebola or be on the lookout for the white van and a person
white
of Asian
van?
descent, yeah, a
Who do
white
we
van.
know that drove a white van that wasn't white? That would be OJ. Oh no, that was a
Oh,
white Bronco.
that was a white Bronco. Yeah, no, this
I'm
was a
sorry.
white van, but they said he was obviously an Asian. Well, then
Oh,
they had pictures of him and put pictures up on him, and he looked like he was a Sherpa from Mount Everest, or something like that.
okay,
It
okay.
definitely was not a white supremacist. They even said he was a dark skinned Asian. So they've had to. They haven't said any more comments on Twitter, from what I understand, because, well, they can't get their feet out of their mouth long enough to actually say anything else. So
Yeah.
that's
Hmm.
you know, Adam Schiff and Chuck Schumer.
Oh, and
Chuck
by the
Schumer.
way, isn't Adam Schiff? He is congressman from California, where
Yeah,
they
yeah, he
have
is.
one of the most restrictive gun laws in the country, next to Illinois and New York.
Yeah, and this guy had three guns a minimum of three guns. They said he had a lot of ammo. This is what they were saying when he walked in and started the shooting. And of course, after he wounded 10 and killed 10, but and more may die later because there's still several in serious condition. But they managed to knock him down and get the gun away from him. So they wrestled gun number one away from him. And now, mind you, they called this a dance hall, but what it was ballroom dancing, is what they were doing there,
Oh, okay.
from what I understand. So he drives down another block goes into another dance hall. Well, he got in the door, and they took that gun away from him, and he managed to run away and get into the white van, and he got away. And then they cornered
couldn't
him.
stop a short Asian man. I mean, what the hell was he doing that got him? I mean, what was he?
Well, got to remember, everybody in that neighborhood was short Asian, so that was a predominantly Asian area of town.
Oh,
yeah. So they, most of the people that were killed were Asian. There's 5 men and 5 women, and because they were just finished the celebrations where they have the celebration of the Lunar New Year, which was Chinese New Year, and it's a big thing. But so he goes into this second place. It was another dance hall. Okay. They tackle him and take his gun away. He escapes and gets into his van and gets away. But then they corner him today, and he shoots himself. So he had 3 guns. The first one was taken away from him. The second one was taken away from him, and he killed himself with the third one. So makes you wonder how he got 3 guns.
Maybe he didn't get his fortune cookie with his, takeout.
It could have.
Or he didn't get his.
My theory is he doesn't like ballroom dancing. Because he attacked 2 dance halls. One of them was ballroom dancing, and maybe the other one was West. Maybe he just doesn't like dancing. Period.
Maybe he couldn't say ballroom dance. Ballroom dancing.
Yeah. I didn't know if you were going down that road.
Luckily, he didn't have to parallel park.
Yeah, if we're going out, if this show's
going
to get
this
taken
is
down.
Our irreverent humor on this channel.
Yeah, and if we're going out, we might as well go out with a bang, right? Obama and Hillary from the shooting in San Bernardino. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He thought they were twerking. That could be,
there we go.
Well, and he might have been mistaken, because when they showed the picture of him, he did have. It looked like his eyesight might not have been that good, anyways. Because he was wearing the thick.
Oh, kind of like the guy from The Office in the movie.
Yeah, right.
Where they kept telling, exactly. Could you move your desk over there?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and
staple.
Yeah, it's it conjures up all sorts of stereotypes, and unfortunately,
you don't say.
Yeah, it could, but anyways, that's the news as we see it. Okay, it's like all I can think of was I thought, after I found out the second place that he attacked or tried to attack, and he got his butt whooped on that one and got out the door. And that's where they got video, or they put up some stills from the video camera, and that's where they got the description of the white van. And of course, they had said that they were in a barricade situation. That's what they've been saying lately. But the live Fox News was saying that they could see the men in there, and the cops were standing around talking and drinking coffee. They had 2 of their armored personnel vehicles, one at the front, one at the back of it. And the cops could care less. The only thing they were waiting on was for the bomb squad to come in to make sure it was safe, make sure there wasn't, And right. The last shots I saw of it, they had the door open, and obviously, and they said that the suspect was dead, and they assume
DRT.
He is. Yes.
Dead right
there. I know what dead right there, yeah. And they assume he is the alleged shooter from last night. You know how that is.
There is a YouTube channel where they have a mansion on the ranch where they're restoring an abandoned ranch or abandoned mansion down in Texas. Anyway, they went to Las Vegas for what they call a pew pew convention because they can't
yeah.
use the G
other term.
word.
Right.
This is how absurd YouTube has got, where
It has
you
gotten,
can't talk about going to a G show.
Right.
You gotta say pew pew
Well,
show.
if it was in Vegas and it starts with G, you mean they were going to a G string show?
Ooh, maybe that. Ooh. And also, my former boss, Keith, from my job that I had last year, he has a booth at that Pew Pew show.
Oh, okay. The G string show.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Says I was watching. Mickey McKay says I was watching on a live stream. After the first suspect was dead, the SWAT moved in on a second van. They didn't know if the first suspect was the shooter as of a couple hours ago. Yeah, they haven't confirmed, but what, and they're supposed to be, and it may already be going on, there's supposed to be a live news conference in reference to that gentleman that they had barricaded. So, maybe maybe there was two of them, Maybe they wore the same kind of funky. It was one of them funky looking hats with the little ear flaps and little dangly things. Not like the kind that Elmer Fudd wore either. I'm talking about those, knit caps that, but yeah. Anyways, so that's the news for today.
That's the news for the day. And
Grumpy steak.
So here, the Democrats are making a big stink about Mar-a-Lago, where they found some documents where, a president can deem classified documents unclassified or declassified. Yeah. However, he was not president at the time when he took those classified documents. Those were while he was vice president.
Correction, you said Mar-a-Lago. Oh. Mar-a-Lago was where you said Mar-a-Lago, and you meant Delaware.
No, I'm talking about Trump's house.
Right.
When they raided that?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
You ran them together like, well, you didn't say Trump and you didn't say Biden. You said just the Democrats are raising hell about Mar-a-Lago and right into
is how they made a big stink about Trump having.
But they're not making the stink. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, and they're not making that same distinction. But what Biden did to keep everybody up to speed is they found classified documents in Biden's garage next to his Corvette, and his claim was, "Well, I keep it locked up
next to his Corvette." And they just said just earlier this morning, I saw that they've found another batch of them. And apparently some of the stuff they're finding goes all the way back to when he was a senator, before he was even vice president. And senators don't have the right to take that stuff home, period.
Oh, boy.
So he has violated, Biden's lawyers found them. Yes, this is the Democrat Party. We kind of touched on this sort of thing before the first of the year, that if, about how they were going to get rid of Biden. And we thought they would recommend Kamala to step down, is what you said, and then they would put, somebody else in. But looks like they're going to
Governor Polis.
Yeah, Polis, yeah. And I was leaving that open for whoever. But it looks like they're going to force Biden out first, and because like I heard one of the pundits say the other day, says, if they were really good presidential aides, they wouldn't have turned those files over. They would have had a bonfire and got rid of them if they were good Democrats,
Like Hillary Clinton. At least she had a hammer and smashed a bunch of phones.
Yeah.
And took a rag and put bleach on a server.
Yeah. I love my drones. Hunter was hiding his his crack under the documents, though thought the heading would keep people from looking further. Yeah, and and YouTube, just so you know, that is not what we're stating as fact. That is a comment from one of our very kind viewers. So, bite me. Anyways, yeah, predictions. Gavin Newsom. Yeah, I'm thinking
you could
Newsom.
be right, but Ed, he's from a failed state where Colorado is actually, doing halfway decent.
Yeah, but
and he wasn't. He wasn't. Well, he did have a recall, but that was taken down.
Exactly.
Before.
Ed.
Yeah.
CYA. Yes. I'm trying to keep us on for another week because usually, if there's a reason we got booted, it's probably because of my mouth, because I just let it run and say whatever the hell's in my. I say what's in my head without thinking about it, and so I'm trying to keep this above board. But yeah, I think I'm not sure what they're going to do on this. I thought Newsom as well. That's kind of been that's where I've been placing my bets, and Biden's documents. Yeah, they're going in, they're supposed to have found some, or they're looking at another house of his that they're I think the one in Maryland, and they're expecting. I think they found some more there. And Ed, or Andrew, you don't have to retract that message. So, yeah, it is a badge of honor that that we got singled out by YouTube. It's real simple. There's Rumble.
There's Rumble and there's
Facebook Live.
We were on Facebook a couple weeks ago.
The
reason I didn't do a show last week was it was my birthday, and I was
still
having,
suffering from a hangover
dinner.
from the night before.
My sister and her niece and her husband at Texas Roadhouse having a steak and baked potato.
Rub it in, Art. Rub it in. Now, he doesn't want to admit it, but he was still hungover from his Saturday night show. And the excuse of going out to dinner. I knew he wasn't going. He's like, "Hey, are we doing the show?" "No, man. I just got back from steakhouse." No, he was hungover. He just won't admit it.
More who knows with Biden? This guy is. God, how do I want to say it? A tool, and this guy doesn't even know what day it is. That's how
the problem. The problem is yes, he's a tool, but he's a flathead screwdriver trying to turn Phillips head screws. That's what's so messed up.
Yep. So
we should be able to. Ed, I agree with you 100%.
Nikki Haley is putting out feelers for a run for president in 24.
Yeah,
so I've been seeing a few things about that. So I'm trying to figure out. I know what a rhino is. That's Republican in name only. What is a neocon? Would you know what I might have to look it up.
Yeah, it might be something.
Is that like a conservative? Before they were conservatives, they were more like Rockefeller Republicans.
I think a neocon, if they're trying to say they're conservatives, well, a neo would. Let's see, because neo-Nazis are the. Well, I mean, I'm going with the. I'm trying to think. Sorry, guys, my brain is not working today. I was up with Judy all night, so I didn't get enough good sleep. So, neocon.
Okay, it says here it's short for neoconservatism. is a political movement that began in the U.S. during the 1960s amongst liberal hawks who became disenchanted with the ever-increasing pacifist foreign policy of the Democrat Party and the growing new left counterculture of the 1960s.
Yeah, those are the what you would probably call the Reagan Democrats, or probably neocons. So, and because in the early '60s, shut up, dog. In the early '60s, the parties started, shifting. You got a bunch of somewhat liberal Republicans, and they sort of became a lot of them switched parties, and they became, sort of the blue dog to Democrats. They were somewhat conservative Democrats, and then you had some of the, I guess they're called neocons now, some of the Democrats that didn't like the ultra liberal progressive movement, so they moved away from that and became neocon Republicans. So makes sense, as we're talking Barry Goldwater years in that.
Yes.
From that
Barry
time
Goldwater,
period.
he was more of a libertarian.
Libertarian, yeah, but and that's the thing, libertarians. But he was still a Republican. Libertarians became more of a party of their own.
However, he was the only Republican, one of the few Republicans that voted against the Civil Rights Act.
Yeah.
Which probably didn't help him when he ran against Johnson in '64.
Well, Lindsey Graham endorsed Nikki Haley. I wouldn't doubt it. She's pretty. She's smart. Not presidential in my book, but
yeah.
And
she's also former ambassador to the UN.
Yes.
Trump
administration
and governor of South Carolina.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And here's the thing, that was part of Donald Trump's downfall, was the people he chose to trust, because he didn't, the advisors that he picked, some of them were pretty good, some of them weren't that good,
Right.
And
Fauci.
I think that's what Fauci, that's the number one that comes to.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and speaking of that, who did I see? Oh, the new chief of staff for Biden is the former COVID czar.
Oh, okay.
He's taken over as the new chief of staff for Biden. Got kind of a block square head, sort of looks like, but it's white hair. It sort of looks like a white-headed version of Bart Simpson.
Oh, okay.
I forgot what his name was, but anyways, he was slaughtered from the beginning as the COVID czar, and now that COVID's over,
supposedly over.
Now, and COVID's not over, but the pandemic is.
Mm-hmm.
It's COVID's more of a bad flu now.
Yeah.
And
yes.
it can still kill people, but so can the flu, so can pneumonia, so can getting a bad head cold. You sneeze too hard, the brains blow out. All sorts of stuff could happen. It's just.
Well, now I'm hearing in the digital realm, the internet, that they're talking about bringing back masks for air travel again. And I'm like, oh,
yeah,
you gotta be right when I want to go to the Philippines. I do not want to wear a frickin' mask for 30 hours.
Yeah, Ed, you're right. So can getting hit by a car. Yeah, but the pandemic, I think, has really kind of moved on, and now it's just. But so they don't need a COVID-19 czar anymore. So,
right.
And he was just a puppet character for Fauci anyway. So, Fauci was the puppeteer, and he was the guy dangling on the strings, and it made the El Presidente feel like he was somebody important.
Right.
Or El Presidente made him feel important. I don't know. But that's the new chief of staff for Biden. because I'm not sure why the other chief of staff left, other than, he saw the writing on the wall and thought, I better get off this sinking ship. But
Oh, and did you hear the comment by Geraldo?
no, what has he said this time?
He said the AR in the AR-14 means automatic rifle.
Oh, yeah. I didn't
And
hear
it's
that,
like,
but
gotta be kidding.
that,
He knows better.
yeah,
He knows it's not,
yeah,
it's
well,
short for Armalite, the company
Armalite.
that
The company
developed.
that developed the M16
Yeah,
AR-15
it's not short for assault rifle.
assault rifle, or
Yeah.
and that's the thing. I actually,
Oh,
hey, I need to
are
go
we
help
supposed
Judy
to
real
talk
quick.
about that? Assault,
Oh,
pew
yeah.
pew.
Yeah, all right. Let me take me out. I got to go help Judy real quick.
Okay, alrighty, go
I'll be
take
right
care of
back.
that. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, so Geraldo is making wild ass comments again, and it's like, I don't know why he's still on it, Fox. He is such a joke. The guy is in his 70s now. He's getting to be an old doddering fool, and he occasionally is on the five. Um, I liked it when they got rid of who was it? Juan Williams. Thank God they got rid of him. But they got a couple new liberals. At least they're reasonable. They're not over the top, yelling at you, making dumb comments like that. Ah, yes. Oh, and then there's Tom Hanks making stupid comments where he doesn't respect people who don't wear a mask. And it's like, oh, come on. Uh, just Yes, Andrew. Juan was on the left. Yes, yep. He was left of center. He wasn't a flaming liberal. He was left of center and held some pretty. I mean, he was somewhat reasonable, but sometimes he would just, make a statement, and everybody on the panel was like, "What? Really? You believe that?" That's Yep. But I do watch the five occasionally, and only when it's on YouTube. I mostly watch uh, Gutfeld, which is awesome. Oh yeah, I wouldn't doubt that, Mickey. Yep. I mean, there's a lot of people in California, especially in the entertainment uh, business, that are just off the rails left. But there are some conservatives. You've got Angelina Jolie's father. I can't remember his name, but there's Kelsey Grammer. There's oh who else is on the right? Who's the guy that's on Blue Blood? Uh,
Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck. He's right
Yeah.
of center, and
Kevin Sorbo.
Sorbo.
John
Yeah.
John Schneider.
John Schneider. Yeah. Yep. hmm And
Dean Cain.
who's left the Democrat Party is Rob Schneider, the comedian.
Yes, he left him too. Yeah,
hmm
and of course Dean
John
Cain, who
Voight.
played
That's right, John Voight.
John Voight. John Voight is
Yeah.
very outspoken and big. Yeah.
hmm
But and yeah, because we got like
Oh, Oh, and James Wood.
James Woods, yes, he's
Yes.
also very, yeah. Trying to think who else it is.
I said Kelsey Grammer.
Yeah, Kelsey Grammer.
And there's a few others. Yeah.
Yeah, Kelsey Grammer kind of surprised me because, I didn't really expect that out of him. I thought of him more as a liberal, but he's, uh,
Right of center.
because, yeah, he's right of center. And, when he came out, really, that caught me off guard. But like I said, Dean Cain, John Schneider, I don't know if Tom Wopat is or not, but I think Tom Wopat is probably
yes,
a little right
so.
of center too. Yeah, and of course, Stephen Baldwin.
Yes,
the youngest Baldwin brothers. Cameron something from
Full House.
Not Full House. No, it was from Family Ties.
Oh yeah.
Well,
there was
there
was
a
gal from Full House that married the hockey player.
Yeah. The oldest girl. But no, right. From one of the other shows from that. Okay. Yeah, Cameron, and I can't remember his last name.
Oh yeah, not Cameron Diaz, but
no.
Yeah.
In his
yes. Yes, I see his. Yeah.
And he actually the gal that played his girlfriend on that, he actually married her. In that, cool. She was and he's been Kirk Cameron. Thank you. Yes. Yeah. I knew Cameron was his last name. I couldn't think of his first name. Kirk Cameron. Yep. He's been coming out about the libraries and about having the drag queen hour at the library, and he came out hard against it. And they tried to drop him from it, and he says, "Okay, you want to do that? We can go to equal time. You having drag queens, And it turned out he had. I mean, they had overflowing crowds at every library that's gone to do library hour. So, and he's a very strong Christian.
Right.
Stephen Baldwin. Let's see. Yeah.
Oh, Kirstie Alley.
Conservative. Yeah, Kirstie Alley. Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, we lost her. So.
Yep.
And
get that colonoscopy.
Yep. It's a pain in the ass, but it's
actually it's not a pain in the ass. It's just the drinking the fluid. Yeah,
I don't like
because after that you just fart a lot. After that.
Oh, but the way my intestinal tract works, it doesn't always. It's like first one I had.
Get you loosened up. Relax.
No, I thought I was going to die.
Rub your thigh and say relax.
No.
Oh no, that's rub your shoulder. Yes.
Yeah. It's Kirstie Alley did just die.
Yeah, she passed away back in December, early January.
Yeah, it just in the last month or so. Yeah. Within the last month. Yeah. All over the parking lot entrance, the township painted over them. Yeah. We've got a lot of certain parts of the country are starting to fight back against the wokeism. And here's the thing about the wokeism is just like with this new spinoff of Scooby-Doo, the Velma. It's apparently the first episode was absolute woke crapism,
Oh boy.
Crap wokeism, depending on how you want to say it. Take your choice. It was crap. And the woke, being who they are, decided that everybody was just giving it. They just didn't understand it. So they doubled down on the next episode and made it even twice as bad as the first one.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So yeah, it's not gone over well, and I think that's Netflix has that one. It's you know, Florida's where the woke go to die. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's I don't know. It's just what's going on, especially like with the double standards. Like I heard somebody say the other day, talking about this double standard over these classified documents. They said, if it wasn't for double standards,
They
Washington
wouldn't
would have
have
no
any
standards at
standards at
all.
all. Yeah.
Yeah, they wouldn't have any standards at all. Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But
So, what else is going on
I'm gonna
in
say what
the political realm?
yeah, you've had 2 weeks to get these talking points together. Why don't
I
you have them all set
know.
out? You're slacking again.
Yeah. Yes, that's right.
Give the guy 2 weeks off, and the show falls to pieces. Or tell us about the drones. Well, in drone news, I can say I flew this last week. Those of you who
Yes,
follow
that's
me,
right. I saw one of the videos where
with
Rodney was
Rodney.
flying like an old man, being
Yes,
very
yeah.
careful. And it's like, it's got
Well,
bumper guards on it. It's not,
yeah, he didn't want
you're
to
not
crash.
going to hit anything unless you smash it into a building.
Yeah, yeah. And the sad thing about that was he had, and I think that's the reason he was being cautious, because he had just flown his, and he hit the ground a little too hard, and it shorted his controller. Apparently, he had a wire jump off or break off it, and he couldn't get it to fly after that. So,
Oh, man.
and in the video that he put up, you see me come across my Ivana, stop, sort of look at him, and then take off again. Like, all right, yeah, no sympathy, yeah.
Yeah, I gotta take a look at that one.
No, Rodney wasn't near any trees or power lines. We were in a wide
Mhm.
open field. It was an AMA field that we were flying in. It's the local, it's called the Three Rivers Area Model Plane Society, or
Mhm.
TRAMPS for short.
And when I watch that video, I noticed that there really is a runway, so it must have been a private airfield
It
at one
it
time.
was it originally the guy that owns that field is called Sperringer Field or something like that, Springer Field. I don't know what. And the guy that owned that property and set that all up. He originally set that up to be uh, a ultralight airport.
Oh, okay.
He bought ultralights, and he set it up to be an ultralight airport, and he just never ended up doing it. And so he
Mhm.
he set it up for the Three Rivers uh, Model Plane
Model,
Society to use. Yeah, Three
yeah.
Rivers Area Model Plane Society. He set him up for Three
Mhm.
Rivers Model Plane Group, the AMA, because it's
Mhm.
an AMA field. But yeah, it's got. You see when you're flying over it, you can tell it's got a
Yeah.
runway, and you
Mhm.
know, yeah,
Yep.
it was originally set up to be. And I didn't tell that in the video, but when I was talking about it, but yeah, it was originally set up to be an ultralight field.
Ah, okay. Cool,
So
cool, cool. Uh, if you go and Google like abandoned airfields, by state, Colorado, especially out on the Eastern Plain, has a whole bunch of abandoned fields out
yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah,
A lot of them were for crop dusting.
right, right.
Yep. And now it's getting to a point where I think drones are going to replace crop dusters. uh, because they could go in and they could put the chemicals in the spots that really need the
Yeah.
the chemical, the pesticides or the fertilizer. Yeah.
I tell you, we moved from Denver to
Oh
Grand
yeah.
Junction. Yeah, I know. We moved from Denver to Grand Junction, and where my bedroom was at in our place in Grand Junction, there was an orchard right behind our house, and I was on that backside of that backside facing the orchard, and so I could look out the one window and see the orchard, but I could look out the other window and see the cornfield. And come summertime when the corn, when they were, there's nothing stranger than being laying there, and all of a sudden you hear a biplane come flying. And of course, the way they did that field, wasn't that they come right over the end of our house, right over my bedroom, and literally dropped down just as they crossed the fence line. Yeah, but it was loud, and you'd see that. Like what? The first time it happened, like I was like, "What's that?" And it was a crop duster. There was this old guy that flew a biplane, and he crop dusted. I mean, and it didn't matter how big or little a field was if he could do it. And but yeah, he let's see, Ellie was using a DJI drone today when apprehending that. Yeah, law enforcement were using a you could.
Yep, that's drones for good. That's
What in the hell is she doing? I'm watching my wife trying to figure out if she's going to fall or what is she doing. She's up walking around. I don't know what she's looking at. So you see me.
Well, as long as you don't hear a thump crash.
Yeah, right. And that's what I'm keeping an eye on.
You don't hear. I fallen. I can't get up.
Okay, I know what she's doing. All right. So, anyways, but our puppy that we got is an absolute terror when it comes to the her older brother. She is tearing him a new one, and she got ticked off at me last night because him and her were fighting over the squeaker that they took out of one of their toys. And they were both fighting, and they were both going at it, and I started to take it away. And she got pissed off at me, and she sounded like a Tasmanian devil. And, yeah, keep everything off the bottom shelf. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But she sounded like a Tasmanian devil coming after me. She got her butt swatted, too, because she bit me, She nipped at me, but she was just. She got a hot-tempered little snot. She's about a third of the size of her brother right now, and she'll put him down in a heartbeat. I mean, she'll grab his lip and pull him down like that. So that's what she was doing. She was doing something for the little girl. Mm-hmm. So, but anyway, so I digress.
Yeah, I'm just over here at Breitbart looking at some political stuff. Well, anyway, so we're near the end of the show. We just need to kill some time. And
well, like I said, there was some interesting stuff, and I just thought it was, I talked to you about this, but this is just an observation. This isn't anything but my opinion and an observation. But have you noticed how many people in the last couple of months that are in their mid-40s to mid-50s that are just dropping dead from heart attacks?
Yeah.
They seem to be perfectly healthy, and then all of a sudden they just keel over dead,
Mm-hmm. And one of them, wasn't he the vice president or president of News?
The vice president of Fox News, 45 years old, just died of a mass heart attack. Looked to be in good shape, but he just dropped dead of a heart attack. And then you had Lisa Marie Presley. You know, her heart stopped. Don't know why. One of the guys from American Idol, 45 years old. Right. He died just recently. And I'm just wondering why there's this great, not saying
that jab they probably got.
Yeah, and we don't want to leave any misinformation. but it just makes you. It's one of those inquiring minds want to know, and it's just something I've been observing for about the last 4 or 5 months. And not only that, there was a college basketball player dropped dead on the court, 28 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking, close to late 20s all the way up to the mid 50s. These people have just suddenly started,
Then we had that football player that collapsed on the field.
Yeah, that one though was a
freak accident.
It was a very freak accident. He just got hit in the right spot at the right time. It's just, they said there's a 1 in a million chance that it stopped his heart, and not enough exercise and not taking care of themselves, Andrew. Yeah, I can see that, but I'm seeing, there's been a couple of athletes involved too. Yeah, I'm not questioning anything about. I'm not going to mention any names.
We're not.
We're not going to mention.
Not to take it. We're not telling you go get it. That is up to you.
That's absolutely right. We're just.
That's how we roll at 3 Conservative Gimps.
Yeah, YouTube can bite me, but anyways. Oh, did I say that out loud? I'm sorry, my mic was hot. But no, it's seriously. It just, yeah, we got a group of people that are, where our nation is out of shape, and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But still, it makes you have to stop and question. I talked with Grant last night. We discussed that, about what might be the underlying cause. Mm-hmm. Yeah, coincidence. Yeah, it was definitely a coincidence.
I know what I wanted to talk about. Have you ever been on this social media site called Neighbors?
Yes, I have. Yes.
Well, especially here, in my area, I'm hearing a lot of people complaining about, hey, somebody stole my car, or somebody broke into my truck.
Right.
Somebody broke into my garage, and I go, oh, welcome to the blue state of Colorado, where our Attorney General and our legislature thought it would be a great idea to, hey, you know what, let's make auto theft a misdemeanor.
Yeah.
And possession of fentanyl, it also is a misdemeanor. Yeah. Although, to cut them some slack, they did change the amount that made it from a misdemeanor to a felony. So my concern is it should have been a felony in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. These it just makes you.
And everybody's getting all, oh, why are you saying that? Oh, it's not about politics. And yes, it is. You guys voted for this crap. I mean, stop voting Democrat, and maybe this city or this, state, maybe this county will turn it around and won't be a shithole that it is right now.
Yeah, and in all honesty, I think the Republicans need to do a lot of work. I'm glad to see that they pulled some of these people off of these committees because some of them didn't need to be on committees, and I'm glad to see that. But the Republicans are going to have to do some actual work. They can't just be spending all their time doing committees investigating this person's bad behavior and that person's bad behavior. They need to make sure that they're doing the job that they were hired to do, and that's to try and help turn our economy around. And I'm seeing positive signs in that respect. I see, they're trying to, the next thing coming up is the defaulting on our loans. and that's the next argument coming out. So we'll see how they do. You know, do they cave or do they stand up?
Andrew, yes, it is an app and it's also a website because
Yeah,
I get a notice on my phone and on my uh, Gmail. So, so I kindly, give them, I say, I'm sorry that this happened to you, but welcome to the blue state of Colorado. The
yeah,
majority
yeah,
voted for this, and elections have consequences.
yeah. I think I have. I was on the app with neighbors too because when it came out, we've had it. It was started out as part of the neighborhood watch program. Originally, and then they came out with the app, and I think I still have it on my phone. I don't know, but I still get emails about somebody's put up there. So, but
Ed, auto theft is a whole different animal. It's not like if you steal $1,000 worth of stuff from a store. That's called larceny, and
right,
that would be a felony. Where auto theft, especially here in Colorado, they have lowered the penalty from a felony to a misdemeanor. So if a
right.
guy gets caught and stealing a car, he gets thrown in jail. He gets out on a PR bond, and guess what happens? He steals another car.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep. I've heard of stories of cops. They arrest a guy for auto theft, and then a few hours later they arrest him again for auto theft.
Yeah,
And
they're usually out. They're usually out the door and on the way to their next car before the cops get through filling out their damn paperwork.
mhm,
You know.
yep,
Yeah.
yep. So, but I do get some good comments from people saying yes, you're right, I agree, or you know, there'll be a few people that say the same
Yeah.
things are happening in red states too.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I rather enjoyed the news article about you because he said something about no wonder people taking law in their own hands. About the news article that I read where some guy on a subway train tried to rob a person at gunpoint. Said person had I said the bad word again, at the pew pew point. He pointed his finger at the
pew
guy.
pew.
Yeah, his pew pew at him. And it just so happened that said guy had a permit to carry a concealed pew pew. And he relieved him of some of his I don't know if he relieved him of I think he relieved him of his mortal coil.
Oh
Or at least
yes,
or at least put him in the hospital.
yes.
But
Mhm.
yeah, so and they weren't going to press charges because like, oh, you had the draw on him, and he was just quicker, you
Mhm.
know, and
Yep.
but that's sad that that's what our country's coming to. So, anyways, so we managed to kill that last 5 or 6 minutes there, Art.
Yes, we did. So, and I just happened. Oh yeah, here's some other topic. Everybody in the chat, thank you for coming. Please tell your friends about this channel, especially your friends of like mind and some people who would like to have a grown up discussion or adult discussion on the issues of the day. Tell them about this channel. Let's grow this channel. Last I
Yeah,
saw, we're up to 203, which is
yeah.
pretty good. So, take care. God bless you, and see you all next week.
Thanks for
Bye
coming
bye.
by, guys.